If countries had personality disorders, then Germany would be autism. I think it's pretty clear, we can't express emotions, we love trains, okay? Japan would be bipolar, I think. Because on the one hand, Japanese people are so nice, they're like, arigato, Hello Kitty, sushi, Pikachu, Mitsubishi. But then, on the other hand, they have tentacle porn and they invaded every single country in Asia. They're like, arigato, like, very bad, very evil, but then also super nice. So it's a little bipolar for sure. France, narcissism. No need to explain that one. Italy is they're so nice, they're so sweet, but they have borderline traits because they're either super happy or super dramatic. They're like, ah, mamma mia, life is good, la dolce vita, ma. Or they will just come at you. I mean, if you've ever dated an Italian woman, they're gonna hit you with a spatula. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everything's a big deal. They're not really in the middle. Even politically, they fight with the Nazis, then they become super socialist, now they have Giorgia Meloni. It's a whole thing, right? Borderline BBC. BBC? BPD, not BBC. I don't think so. South Korea, perfectionistic anxiety disorder. Because I lived in Korea for a couple months and I just felt like the social pressure to perform was so freaking high. The beauty standards were so high. So Koreans are like, oh, if we're not perfect, then, you're gonna get into an anxiety spiral in Korea, and then you just go annyeonghaseyo, and then people do bad things. I think South Koreans are also very lonely, right? So it's like a perfectionistic loneliness anxiety disorder, because Koreans spend so much time watching other people eat mukbangs, and that is weird. That shows that the society is very lonely, and perfection is the only acceptable outcome. Sorry, South Korea got way more serious. Let's talk about something more lighthearted. Let's talk about Israel. Israel is a hyper-vigilant PTSD caused by German autism, probably. Because now Israel is just very aggressively hyper-vigilant, and it's from trauma. They need to now control everything from childhood trauma. If Israel had a father who was abusive, and then Israel becomes a bit of a bully and wants to control every situation, I think that's where Israel is. Brazil, hypomanic personality disorder, and also a hint of sex addiction. Like, let's be real. Brazilians are also very hot, and it makes them a little crazy. Like, the more hot you are, the more weird you become, right? So, like, Brazil is dealing with a lot of things. Brazil's therapists will be in business for a long time, especially after they got destroyed 7-1 in the World Cup semifinal by Germany. Still a lot of trauma.
So I think this is a byproduct of growing racial awareness. Like, people are realizing that countries are actually different, people are actually different, races are actually different, to the point where now you could just make a career out of pointing this stuff out because no one's talking about it. It's very annoying. It's like how people aren't aware of the intellectual defeat of Nazism. So you have this guy saying dumb stuff like, oh, they were Nazis and then they became socialists. So they were with the Nazis, then they became socialists. And it's like, dude, do you know how, like, Nazi, okay, this is a thing. It's really complicated. It's called an acronym. Nazi stands for National Socialist. I don't know how he missed that one. I think he missed that one by I think he's engaging in German trickery and he wants to reestablish a Fourth Reich or something. Like, I can't think of any other reason why a German would use the wrong word there. Can you? They're very precise people. Yeah, I think he's using the wrong word because he wants to establish the Fourth Reich because he's a tricky German. I mean, they did try to take over the world twice, but I take great satisfaction, and that's the wrong word, relief in the knowledge that Britain, Europe, Brazil, these countries, the cultures they represent, it represents a lack of civilization because they use soccer as their metric for competency when wrestling is the only metric for competency that really matters. Japanese do very well at wrestling. I really don't care how good your soccer team is. I care how good your wrestling team is, because that lets me know the caliber of special forces that are going to be coming after me.